Welcome to Middleway News. We provide the latest news highlights and summaries each day to give you a quick snapshot of what's happening today and why. Here is the latest news and breaking news for the U.S. and the world today.
A series of weak auctions for U.S. Treasuries are stoking investors' concerns that markets will struggle to absorb a coming rush of government debt spearheaded by about $386 billion up for sale in May. Recent acquisitions have lifted to more than $260 billion alternative assets under the management of Franklin Templeton, which has been grappling with a steady stream of outflows from its legacy mutual fund business. The U.S. continues to accelerate its push for clean energy, but the market for rooftop solar power is shrinking, pummeled by high interest rates, tight credit, and cuts to solar incentives. Global buyout firm CVC was set to kick off an Amsterdam share sale, targeting a valuation of up to $16 billion in the latest sign of a pickup in initial public offerings. Environmentalists and charter boat captains are arguing over a proposed rule aimed at protecting whales that would limit vessel speeds along a stretch of the Atlantic Ocean at certain times of the year. The Iranian military recently launched a massive strike against Israel, consisting of over 300 drones and missiles. This is the first time Iran has staged such an attack from its own territory. The attack has heated up the already tense situation in the Middle East and could put further upward pressure on oil prices, which have been steadily rising this year. Iran launched the attack in response to a suspected Israeli strike on an Iranian consular building in Damascus. Israel, with support from the U.S., Western allies, and Arab partners, was able to intercept and neutralize 99% of the projectiles fired by Iran. The question now lies in how Israel will respond to Iran's attack. As per President Biden's discussions with Israel's Prime Minister, the U.S. will not support an Israeli counterattack on Iran. GE's famed management academy at Crotonville, NY, was sold to an entity composed of real estate investors and family offices for $22 million. A two-decade bet on a biotech company turned into a roughly $8 billion windfall for investors in the Baker Brothers Advisors hedge fund after Pfizer bought Seagen. KKR is focusing on Japan as its main market in the Asia-Pacific region, seeing many opportunities there to acquire businesses at bargain prices, executives at the investment firm said. Trump will become the first former president to sit for a criminal trial when he appears in a New York court to defend himself against accusations he directed an illegal scheme as a payoff. A tepid economic recovery, fear of Russian aggression, and the prospect of a Trump electoral victory in the U.S. are nudging Europe closer to China. The chair of the Senate Commerce Committee, Maria Cantwell, said the content of a bill to end China's control of TikTok remains in play. The Justice Department was under growing pressure to reach a plea deal with Julian Assange after Australia asked for one, and more difficulties arose in securing the WikiLeaks founder's extradition to the U.S. from the UK. The 128th Boston Marathon is today. This morning, 30,000 people will run, at varying speeds, 26.2 miles from Hopkinton, MA, to Boylston Street in one of the most famous races in the world. A long vacant 44-story office tower in St. Louis sold last week for $3.6 million, a 98% plunge from when it changed hands for $205 million in 2006. The cratering value of the former One AT&T Center is the latest example of how commercial real estate in the Midwest has been ravaged by remote work. Taylor Swift drops her new album, first announced at the Grammys. The Tortured Poets Department arrives on Friday, sans apostrophe, but full of hype. It's tax day. If it snuck up on you and need an extension to prevent the government from raiding your bank account, you're not alone. The IRS expects 19 million people to file for a 6-month extension this year. The WNBA is about to have Caitlin Clark fever. The Iowa superstar is expected to be the first overall pick by the Indiana Fever in tonight's WNBA draft in New York. Earnings season rolls on with heavy hitters Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Netflix. Bitcoin's once every 4 years halvening event is coming this week. This means that the issuance of new Bitcoins will be reduced, affecting its supply dynamics and usually leading to increased demand and upward price pressure. Tesla has cut its full self-driving subscription fee for customers in the US and Canada, from $199 to $99 per month, rebranding the software as Supervised FSD to indicate that the technology is not yet fully autonomous. Earnings season rolls on with heavy hitters Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Netflix. The long-awaited travel show, Conan O'Brien Must Go, will premiere on Thursday on Max. Conan will head to foreign lands to connect with fans he met through his podcast. Scottie Scheffler won the Masters for the second time in 3 years, cementing his status as the most dominant pro golfer right now. McDonald's has a plan to offset increased fast food worker wages in California. Bring back bagels. The company is reintroducing the breakfast favorite in the state to drive more store traffic. Civil War took home $25.7 million to be the top-grossing movie at the box office this weekend. The NBA playoffs begin with the play-in tournament on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Somali pirates release a Bangladeshi ship captured last month and its 23-person crew in exchange for a $5 million ransom from shipowner KSRM Group. More piracy attacks occurred in early 2024 than any other time in the last 6 years. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly, D., vetoes bill that would have banned transgender medical treatments for minors, including surgery and hormone replacement therapy.
Thank you for watching the Middleway News Daily Update.
Thank you for experiencing today's Middleway News Daily Update. We hope you enjoyed today's top news highlights and summaries. Be sure to check out our other Middleway News services, products, summaries, updates, videos, podcasts, and more.